Hey guys, Brady here, and this video is really it was originally gonna be me talking about like directors who I think would be perfect for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and because lately they've been choosing a bunch of nobodies, people that I've never even heard of, and I like to think of myself that I'm really well versed in the world of film because of how much I like movies. And so I just gone through my collection and like, who do I think would be a perfect fit for the MCU? So I just handpicked about 40 or so people, and so here we go. Now, I wish for one of the Thor movies they would have gotten Andrew Adamson to uh, direct like the third Thor movie or the fourth Thor movie. Maybe it wouldn't have gotten such a shitty title like Love and Thunder. Maybe it would have gotten something cool like Reign of God. I don't know, something cool. I don't know, like Twilight of the Thunder God, because I know that's the name of a song, and it's a pretty cool title for a Thor movie. Anyway, but yeah, they got Taika Waititi, and I just don't think Love and Thunder and Ragnarok. I know people love Ragnarok, but I thought Ragnarok was terrible, like really, really bad. Like I don't see the appeal for it whatsoever. But Andrew Adamson, if you don't know who Andrew Adamson is, he is the director of the first two Narnia movies, and he knows how to do fantasy really good. Like I feel like his what's it called, like his vision would be perfect for a Thor movie. Why Disney didn't hire him back for Thor after working with him with the Narnia movies, the first two at least, is beyond me. I think he would have done he would have made an amazing looking Thor movie. But whatever, I digress. The first few people on this list are people that worked with Disney before, and I'm kind of like, okay, why they haven't gotten these people? They should. Next up is Gavin O'Connor, who did Miracle, which is a great hockey movie, by the way. Um, Gavin O'Connor is new movie coming out, The Accountant 2. Good movie. He's a really good director. I think he's underrated. I really enjoyed The Accountant. I thought Warriors are pretty good. Boxing, well, not really boxing, it's MMA, but I put it in the boxing genre with like Rocky and Raging Bull and whatnot. But Warriors pretty good, and Miracle is a really good movie, and so I would like to see. The Accountant is pretty much his him stepping foot into the action genre, and I thought, as far as action goes, The Accountant had pretty cool action scenes. Um, and I would just love to see his take on, like, I don't know. He does a lot of street level movies. Like The Accountant is like a street level action movie, so maybe like a Captain America movie or something. I don't know, but I feel like he would be a perfect choice. Up next is Brad Bird. Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol is, I believe, my favorite of the Mission Impossible movies. I've seen that movie way too many fucking times compared to the other ones. Um, I know Disney probably isn't gonna trust him after with a live action movie, at least after the flop of Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland wasn't that good of a movie. Neither was Incredible 2. The Incredibles 2, I mean. But Ghost Protocol, I just watched The Incredibles for the first time in God knows how long. Really enjoyed that movie. Iron Giant's another great movie of him, but like his live action stuff, well, mainly Ghost Protocol, really fucking good. So I'd like to see him get his hands on a Marvel movie. Up next, Kevin McDonald. Not a big person in the action genre, but if like Disney's gonna choose like people that um, haven't made a lot of big movies, I might as well throw in a couple people who haven't made big movies. And Gavin McDonald is one of those people. He did Black Sea, which is a really good suspenseful thriller, undersea suspenseful thriller. If you like submarine movies, definitely check out Black Sea. Um, he also did The Last King of Scotland with Forrest Whitaker and James McAvoy. Really good movie if you haven't seen it. I highly recommend. James McAvoy plays the physician to an African king played by Forrest Whitaker, and Forrest Whitaker plays like this really ruthless fucking king. It's a great movie. Like they both, Forrest Whitaker gives a really good performance in that movie, and if you haven't seen Last King of Scotland, highly recommend it. And then he also did a political thriller called State of Play with Ben Affleck and was Russell Crowe in it? Yeah, Russell Crowe and I want to say Helen Mirren. Yeah, pretty good movie. I'd like to see what he would do with like. I guess you could also give him like a Captain America type movie as well, or I don't know, Black Widow or something. You know, something along those lines. I'd like to see him do. Then we got Kevin Reynolds, who did The Count of Monte Cristo, the 2002 movie with a young Henry Cavill, and he also did Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Waterworld. Two really cheesy action movies of the 90s that I love, and if Joe Johnston could have a crack at a Marvel movie, so could Kevin Reynolds. Moving on, F. Gary Gray. His movies are fine. He did. He's known for Friday, the first one at least. He did The Negotiator with Sam Jackson and I think Kevin Spacey. He did one of the Fast and Furious movies. He did the new Men in Black movie. I don't know. He's an interesting director. Not one of my favorites, but I thought I'd just put him on here anyway. And moving on to another director, Anton Fuqua, who I constantly throw his name around, especially when it comes to stuff like Black Panther. I feel like they should have given Anton Fuqua a shot at directing Black Panther. Not that Ryan Coogler was a bad choice. I loved Creed. I haven't seen Fruitvale Station. I want to. Sinners could be good, but I'm not exactly thrilled with what the premise is per se. It's another evil white man movie. They're all the white people are vampires, and it's gonna be a bunch of black people killing them. I'm just tired of that shit. Like, why can't black directors just make an entertaining movie? Why does it always have to be about race and depression and all that? Just like make a good movie. And that's what Anton Fuqua does. He doesn't make movies about race. He makes movies like Training Day, King Arthur, Tears of the Sun, Shooter, Southpaw. Like he just makes a huge array of different types of movies, and not maybe like a couple. No, I don't think any of them has to deals with race that I'm aware of. But yeah, I would love to see what he'd do with a Marvel movie. I love most of the movies he's done. Equalizer 2 was kind of bad. Equalizer 3 was pretty good. Brooklyn's Finest was pretty good. Shooter was a pretty good action movie. Southpaw is a pretty good sports drama. I mean, the list goes on. I even like his version of King Arthur. It's probably my favorite version of King Arthur. That movie doesn't get talked about enough. It's underrated in my opinion. I guess I get the flaws that people have with it, but I don't know. It's a guilty pleasure. Is it one of his best movies? No. Training Day, Magnificent Seven, Olympus Has Fallen is another one he did that was pretty good. So yeah, he knows how to do action movies, and I feel like he'd be perfect for a Marvel movie. Another one is David Twohy. I don't know. Make another space movie like Riddick. Make Guardians of the Galaxy, but give it that Riddick vibe, that Riddick feel to it. Matt Bettolini, Open, and Tyler Gillett, the directing duo Radio Silence behind the new Scream movies and Abigail. I feel like they'd be a pretty good director for a Blade movie. They're all about like blood and all that. I mean, have you seen Abigail and Ready or Not? Those sets are dripping with fucking blood. Anyway, I think they'd be a pretty good fit. I heard they're getting Chad Stahelski, however you pronounce it, the John Wick director, to do the new Blade movie, which is cool. I would love to see what he does with Blade. It's probably going to be R-rated, and he knows how to shoot a fucking action scene. So I have no worries that the movie's going to look terrible. It's going to look great. Next, we got Gore Verbinski. Disney used him in the past for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and also the Lone Ranger. I like his movies. I feel like he's a very underrated director. I know Lone Ranger was a financial flop for Disney, and he's kind of fallen off afterwards. I don't think Disney's going to trust him with another movie, but I'm putting him on here because apparently he was attached to the Gambit movie at one point, but the Gambit movie never came out. Maybe now that Disney, that Marvel put Gambit in the Deadpool 3, maybe we'll get a standalone Gambit movie with Gore Verbinski directing once again. I don't know. We'll see. But I've liked his movies. The Ring, the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy is perfect in my opinion. And 4 and 5, ignore those fucking movies. The Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy is a great trilogy. Third one is probably the weakest, but it's not bad. It's like if I had to choose my least favorite, it'd probably be 3. 2 is the best, by far the best of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I love that movie. And then you get Cure for Wellness, which is an underrated movie. I love that movie. I've seen it more times than most people probably care to see it. See a movie like that. It's fucking, I love it. I don't care. Duncan Jones, director of Moon and Source Code. I feel like he'd be perfect. Jordan Vogt-Roberts, director of Kong Skull Island. He made it pretty good. If you want to choose a director that went from an indie film and then his next movie was a big budget action film, like Kong Skull Island, use Jordan Vogt-Roberts. He did great with Kong Skull Island. I have yet to see Kings of Summer. I really want to see that movie. If I could find the Blu-ray for a reasonable price, I will buy it and watch it eventually. Or not eventually, but watch it as soon as it comes into the mail. Up next is Stephen Quayle, who did the 5th Final Destination movie. David R. Ellis, who did Snakes on a Plane, Final Destination 2, and 4. Well, Final Destination 4 is the worst one, in my opinion. The effects in that movie look cheap. The acting is terrible, and yeah. The Final Destination 4 the Final Destination is the weakest one in my opinion. Up next is Taylor Hackford. Interesting director. I've only seen 3 of his movies. He did Ray. He did that movie Parker with Jason Statham. Ray Parker. That's kind of funny. He made 2 movies called Ray and 1 Parker. Like the guy that played Darth Maul, Ray Parker. Anyway, and then he did Devil's Advocate with what's his face, Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. I don't know. I'd like to see what he does with it with a Marvel movie. Scott Cooper, another director I'd like to see do a Marvel movie. Timur Bekmambetov, the guy behind Wanted and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. David Yates, Mike Newell, Alfonso Cuarón, all these people did Harry Potter movies. I'd like to see what they would do with a Marvel movie. Let's speed this because it's already 15 minutes. George Hoblet, DJ Caruso, who did Eagle Eye, or not George Hart, Gregory Hoblet, the guy that did Frequency and Fracture with Ryan Gosling. DJ Caruso, who he did Disturbia and Eagle Eye. Denis Villeneuve, he doesn't need much explanation. You guys know him as the director of Dune. Chuck Russell, who did The Mask, and Eraser, which is a pretty cool action movie in my opinion. Simon West, Adam Wingard, Gareth Edwards, Jonathan Leesman, who did the Battle of Los Angeles. I don't know. He can make a fun-looking movie, I guess. Frank Darabont, Alexander Aja. I spelled that wrong. The guy who did Crawl and did he do Don't Breathe? Yeah, I think he did Don't Breathe as well. Tommy Wirkola, who did Violent Night and Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Brian Woods and Scott Beck, the guys behind the writing of the Quiet Place movies and who also wrote last year's Heretic. Peter Berg, Brian Hagelin, who did 42, Legend, and Payback, which I have not seen, but I want to. Jose Padilla, who did the RoboCop remake. Baltazar Kormacor, who did the movie Everest and Two Guns. Jonathan Mestal, who did the third Terminator movie, which I enjoyed. And next few are some horror directors: Ronnie Yoon and James Wong, who the guy that did the first Final Destination movie. I don't know, I can't pronounce his last name. I think it's Wang or Wong. It's something one of the two. But Ronnie Yoon also did Freddy vs. Jason, and did he do another movie? Sure, it'll come to me. But anyway, I don't know. They could probably make a pretty cool horror-esque Marvel movie. They'd probably be perfect for Blade as well, or like a Punisher movie or something. I don't know. Jonathan Turteltaub, who did the National Treasure movies. Jake Kasdan, who did the Jumanji movies. Paul Greengrass, Doug Liman, Joseph Kolinski, and lastly but not least, Drew Goddard. And before I finish this video, as we're talking about directors that should have been attached to big projects, I made a video in the past saying John M. Chu was the wrong fucking director for Wicked, especially since In the Heights didn't do well at the box office. Oh my god, it was during the pandemic. Not a lot of people went to the movies. And why was Godzilla vs. Kong a huge hit, and that same year, along with Spider-Man No Way Home? Two big hits that year. John M. Chu is not a fucking great director. And In the Heights, now that I've seen it, I did not like. It was kind of boring. It has, one, maybe two good songs, and that's it. But, like, what did he do that Universal, like, yes, give him Wicked? In the Heights was a box office bomb. Gem and Holograms, a Universal movie, bombed at the box office. So, after the bombing of Gem and Holograms, why did Universal trust John M. Chu with Wicked? I couldn't think of a perfect director when I made a video about him being attached to Wicked. I kept saying Matt Hopper or Hooper, not Matt Hooper. Matt Hooper's from Jaws. Tom Hooper. I mean, I kept saying him because I couldn't think of anyone else. But who directed Greatest Showman? Michael Gracie. Yeah. He would have been a perfect director for Wicked. Have you seen Greatest Showman? Michael Gracie would have been a phenomenal director for Wicked. And I feel like he would have been more respectful to the source material and not made it overly woke like Wicked, like the movie we got a couple months ago. So those are my thoughts on directors who I think would be a perfect fit for the MCU. What do you guys think? Is this a good list? Please post your comments down below on who you'd like to see do a Marvel movie, because clearly Marvel isn't choosing the best of the best. Who the fuck is Matt Shackman? Who the fuck is the guy directing what's his name? The guy that's directing Thunderbolts. I don't know. Julius Ona, the guy that did Captain America: Brave New World. Kate Shortland. Nia DaCosta. Like, really, these are the best people who can get to direct these big budget action movies, Marvel? Put me in charge. I will give you all 40 of these fucking directors 47, I should say, directors I just listed. And I'd let them do I'll let them leave them to their own device. Have them work on the story. I'm not going to be breathing down their neck like Kevin Feige is. I'm like, here's a roadmap, follow it. Yes, I want the movies to connect with each other, but I also want the movies to feel like the director's movie and not just a corporate clusterfuck, you know?